folks. My name is Punyabrata Sen. I was working with the government of Oman as an advisor, uh, an expert in various places. If you want to call my work, and if you want to label my work that I've done as an industry, then I would say it's the consulting industry. Because with Ernst& Young, I was consulting the clients. And with the government, it was basically advisory work, all along consulting. So I think the consulting field has not been affected as much as, say, the others have. So there's going to be a lot of ways of change and engage with people over multimedia platforms like your Zoom, Hangouts, and everything, the conferencing things that are there. But at the same time, there is also a lot of change and a mind shift in how we are actually conducting work. It's slowly shifting to outcome based rather than time based. So based on what the outcome of your work is, that's what's going to matter. Going forward, after we come out of the COVID, I think it's going to take some time. I would say that is life 2.0. It's a version upgrade from where we were. And the new version will be having a lot of health safety, HSE, health safety, environment, and empathy. Because we do not know what our colleagues have gone through in this COVID pandemic. Now, the people who are starting their lives now, just born babies, babies who are less than 3 years or 4 years, they are definitely going to be better placed. But they will not know what life was before COVID. They will create the life going forward. And the people who are just about to enter into their careers, they will obviously be able to shape the future. Whereas I do believe that the people who have been in work, active work, for around 7 to 10 years will find a big challenge going forward. And people above the age of 55, I think it's time for people like us to actually take a back seat and mentor other people. We need to create space. I think that's a very interesting question. And one of the major aspects of ourselves as we are still in the lockdown and as we are still trying to combat COVID is it's taking a toll on our mental capabilities and emotional ones. So it starts off with a physical disruption. COVID is basically a physical disruption. It disrupts the physical being because we get infected. That's the physical stuff. Goes in and affects our lungs, a physical thing. Now, what's happening to our mental stage is whenever we hear the word COVID and when it's out there, our mind starts to come to conclusions. Oh, that's fearful. That's panic. I cannot go out. I need to take precautions. So the physical state is triggering the panic in the mind. And however rationally we look at it, that fear is inbuilt now because we've seen physically what it does, which is taking a toll because people are not exercising, they're not maintaining a good lifestyle, they're eating at odd hours, they're sleeping at even odder hours. And so it's all sort of messed up. And as we speak, 30 million people are out of job in the United States. And I do believe it's somewhere around 150 million in India. And with all the negative news that has been coming at us because of the pandemic, it's not helping the mind to calm down. So the mind is busy processing data, which is actually not helping and that's a third stage, our emotional stage. So once the physical and the mind gets disturbed, then the emotional state is also disturbed. And what happens is we start falling sick of different reasons and everything. So yes, it's a major problem that we're looking at. That's very interesting. Okay, let's give it a shot. I think we need to start with ourselves and the people who are just entering the job market, 2021 to 25, 26 odd. They need to take a real good look at themselves. Who am I? It's who am I, not what am I. There's a big difference. What am I is answered very easily. I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm a designer. That's what I am. But who I am is the person, is the human being. So it's basically the who is answering the question of why and the what. Who do I do it for? So I'm talking about the other people. How do they change because of what I do? Life is different now. In life 2.0, we need to go back to what people like us used to do. Set aside a small amount to save. You do your piece of work, give it all your five senses, make it work together. And that's the simple way of having a well-rounded life to survive what we're getting into. I think we need to redeploy or learn how to redeploy all the skills that we have learned. We have learned a lot of skills, we just don't know it. And what do we need the skills for? Well, we need the skills to achieve an outcome. We'll have to discover that outcome. In order to discover it, we have to build our whole being on being curious and being able to take chances. So you wander around without knowing exactly where you are headed, but you're willing to explore, you're willing to test out new things. And while you're doing that, you'll suddenly get a situation where you can see, or you'll get a sort of a sight of the outcome. I'm not talking about outputs. Outputs are easy. Like I said, answering all the questions correctly in an examination is an output. The outcome is how good the human being you came out of that. People do not have sight of that. We might actually be very strong, we might have all the skills, but we do not know what the outcome is. We cannot see the outcome, and that's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We need to, at that point of time, put one step in front of the other, and it's like going to be climbing a mountain. So when we climb a mountain, we really don't know when we're going to reach the peak, but yes, nonetheless, we try to do it. We just plod along. But there's one more thing that we need to be able to do is we need to recognize if we are stuck somewhere, like being in a quicksand. So, and as we all know, being in a quicksand is a difficult situation. If we struggle too much, we get sucked in. And if we don't get out, we get sucked in. So there are going to be situations where it's going to be like a quicksand, and we must take care to get out of the quicksand as quickly as possible. And having decided to do it, we need to design the solution, design the way forward to achieve that outcome. And having done that, having designed it, we need to deliver. We need to deliver the outcome. So these are some of the skills that we need to redeploy the skills that we have learned and make a difference.